Test 1, 2. My neck made noise.
We're live now. All right, we should start seeing some lovelies come into the room here shortly. All right, there we have our first lovely person joining us on Facebook. People are starting to filter in now. Get my traditional hello junk. Oops. Oh. What the hell was that? We lost chat. Shoot. Hold on, everybody. This lovely person. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. How do I find something on here?
I don't know what you're looking for. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Carlo. Hi, Kim. Hi, Jared. Hey, Czar Vizcara. Hey, Julie. Nice to see you out there.
I'm trying to get... Goddamn.
Zach,
trying to get our chat
Chris,
back, you guys.
Nelson,
Hold tight.
Maria. Nice to see all you guys. Nicole.
There we go. There's our chat. Now
There we
we
go.
got everybody.
Hey, Daryl. Hello, Mike and Brittany and Jennalia and Daryl and
All
Beth.
right,
Good
everyone.
to see you guys. Hi, Dan Lundy. Hi, Sherry.
Hey, guy. Hey, buddy.
Hey, David.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, so many people in the chat room doing really well. Here we go. Baby, you ready to go live?
I am ready to go live.
3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Thursday, September 17th edition of Sigler in Place. I forgot to have the band. Sigler in Space. Whichever. Something like that. This, today, you guys, we're going to close out the first round of the GSMOAT. That's it. And then we're going to be moving on to the second round. And yeah, it is kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of wacky.
Hey, I got a new highlighter, and you can totally see that I overused it.
You overused the highlights?
A little bit. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Oh, we forgot to do all of our stuff. We'll do that next time.
Yeah.
Guys, here we go. We have quite a show lined up for you today because it's not just the moat full of sports movies. We've got the Sig Locktail. We've got a pup date. We've got this week, this day in Siglerism. And there are 2 GSMOAT battles coming your way. And we also have a bunch of book content coming up after we do the GSMOAT. So we got some updates on some books. And what is today, baby?
Excuse me. Today is Constitution Day here in the United States. On this day, back in 1787, the Constitution, the final version of the Constitution was signed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Kind of fun.
This coming Saturday, September 26th at 2 p.m. Pacific time, we'll be watching The Gamer's Hands of Fate. Make sure you guys watch that movie. It's on Netflix, I think. No, it's on Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime and in other places. You can probably even get it on YouTube for free. Join us for that. That's going to be fun. And we are up to episode number 32 of Nocturnal. Less than 10 episodes left in this whole thing. And what do we got here, babe?
This is the El Floridita daiquiri. It's the Hemingway version. It's a little bit yellower because it's got a little bit of grapefruit juice in it. It is on ice because it's a very hot day here in the underground layer of doom with lots of sunlight.
Sigs in Space. Yeah, David Lamb says last night's dog walking video was cool. It'd be nice to see more of those brief videos. We will we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, lots of people love Dog Cop too. I mean, not as much as you love Dog Cop, because you love Dog Cop.
Dog Cop.
Dog Cop.
Be quiet or I'll smack in your mouth. Dog Cop. Working that beat.
I would like to know, since she's the dog cop, where she holds her gun and her badge.
It's, you know what? She's a wild card. She doesn't need a gun and a badge. She probably's already been busted down in traffic and had the gun and the badge taken away. You know what Squeaky could be? No. Squeaky could be the sergeant.
Well, Squeaky could be the sergeant, but she'd probably do better being the officer who mans the evidence room, who everybody tries to get something over on.
But they always get something over on that. Whoever that person is working in the evidence room, they're never paying full attention. They always got this like, and then they, all right, here's your 15 pounds of uncut cocaine. I hope you're going to bring it back the same condition. Sign here. That's my impression of a evidence room. person.
And something very large.
Yes. Hello, evidence room person. I was hoping that I might be able to get the severed head of Alfredo Garcia.
Mm-hmm. Do you have it? Is this form in triplicate?
Here you go. Make sure it comes back in the same rotted condition.
Hey, Larry Kinney, how are you?
So we have
Ricky Berg.
That's all that stuff. We have only 2 Siglebrations today, guys. Only 2. But they are powerful.
First one's first. First one's actually the second one.
Jude says his dog Range would be the snitch.
That's totally
on the
true.
Show. That's cool. So,
this
was sent to us.
Yeah. What you don't know is this is the book we talked about. This is John Hare's field trip to the ocean deep. In the ocean deep? To the ocean deep.
Okay.
And John and Sherry sent us an autographed copy, so we're pretty excited about it. What you don't know is Sherry also put in zebra cakes in the box.
But
it's not cheat day yet, so I have been holding off on telling him.
I saw the zebra cakes on the counter. So I had a hunch. But go ahead, baby. Wait. As far as cheat day goes, real quick, I'm going for a new weight goal this Saturday. If I make it, it will be the lowest weight I've had since 2013 when I started tracking my weight every day with the Fitbit app. So we will see how that works out. It's a very ambitious goal.
But we have another Siglerbration, and this one is an actual Sigler celebration.
What? You mean to say
Mr. Sigler?
Oh, shit.
Finished his book.
We finished the Stone Wolves. Listen.
What?
Those of you who watched my little Facebook video last night may already know this, but I'm vibrating with excitement. I'm not quite Jacob's Ladder with excitement, which we'll do towards the end of the show.
Lord.
So we
don't have to do.
I've been getting these headaches after I do Jacob's Ladder. I think I've got my head smacked against the cafeteria floor during wrestling practice one too many times. The Stone Wolves, which I've told you before, was supposed to be 40,000 words. A nice
easy romp.
A little romp, a little jaunt. Yeah, a little caper story that I wrote with the amazing J.C. Hutchins has come in at 137,108 words. Granted, that is 3 times the size of the original. It's larger than, it's girthier. It's 3x the Girthination is what that is. So all I can do is give you a little Ric Flair for that one. Woo! 3 times the size of the original book. Walk the walk and talk the talk. Woo! I would like everyone at home, give me one right now. Woo! And people looking at me funny, that's okay. And I did a little back of the envelope math, or back of the scorecard math. And Stone Wolves, 137,000 words. GFL Book 6, 162,931. And then Mount Fitzroy, 264,703 words. Those are all books that I have finished this year. That does not count Aliens Phalanx, which came out in April or February?
Early this year.
Because it was already to bed before this year, which means your FTO has finished 3 brand new stories totaling 564,742 words for your faces and your ears this year. That would be a, you know what?
Lockdown has been good to Mr. Sigler.
I'm liking the lockdown a lot, you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Losing weight.
I don't want you to miss this. Bruce said he's very excited for the hot Stone Wolves injection.
Excellent. Yes. Hot Stone Wolves injection. This is the number of paperback pages. That book, there we go, that's better. You would be getting, if all of that was together, a 2,258 page paperback book. It'd be
you would not. That would be impossible to print.
It'd be possible. I'm just saying. I said this will be coming up in the Talk for the podcast this week. I said it last night. You guys have been super duper patient waiting for the GFL book 6. We know that. We have more to talk about later this afternoon about that. You wind up getting a whole nother GFL book as part of the process. And then, of course, we got Fitzroy, which we've been waiting for 10 years. I actually started to do the math to compare this book to I think it's The Winds of Winter, or Dance with Dragons, the most recent George R. R. Martin And I'm like, listen, this is 28% larger than the winds, the most recent George R. R. Martin book. And it took him 6 years to write that one. And then it was like, it took me 12 years to write Muppets Way. I'm gonna put that in my pipe and shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Okay, that did I cut you off on anything?
No.
I'm very excited. As you guys can tell,
should be.
Super pumped, and we will keep you informed. We have more, like I said, we have information coming up on all of this stuff. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, in this
we have updates.
difficult world with all these crazy things going on, and people coming at you from all directions, man, and trying to drag you down, man.
Drag you down.
I'm telling you, man, sometimes you just need some good news, and we bring the good news in form of
Bring it. The pup date.
The pup date. Here is our pup date for today. On the left, that is the evidence locker manager, Squeaks, who's going to give you a stern stare, and then she's going to hand you the 15 automatic weapons that are fully loaded and also are incredibly illegal. And on the right, we have it. There she is, Dog Cop, the wild card, the X Factor. She, she doesn't need a gun and a badge. She doesn't need it.
No, well, not this week, especially, because she has that tookus.
She's got... The Dog Cop has a case of the runs, you guys, and it's
both of these officers.
Poor babies are.
It's been a week.
They've been using a little sick leave this week. I'm sure Reese's out solving crimes and tracking down those counterfeit kibbles, but still.
Maybe.
I think
she does leave a lot of physical evidence behind. Let's just say that.
We believe the evidence technician on the left came across some artificial kibble in the form of a dead bird and ate it and got sick and then got the other Dog Cop sick. That's our working theory.
Something like that definitely had to happen because my goodness, I know you guys, lots of you guys who are in the chat room were here earlier, maybe a week and a half ago, and I had to mention the noxious emissions that were happening from my tiny dog. Clearly that was the start of a whole week's worth of 17 times a night going out sort of thing.
Yeah.
So anybody who's listening to this or watching this and has raised children past the point where they can't speak to you, oh my goodness, I have so much more respect than I ever did before because it's hard to wake up with a dog who can't tell you what you need 17 times a night.
Yeah. A's been the trooper. We've got it worked out.
Sorry, Richard, it is a little TMI.
It's a little TMI. We've got it worked out that since I'm in crunch mode finishing up these books, that A will get up with the dogs, take care of the dogs to make sure I am getting at least some sleep to finish up these books.
Although you did just finish. So
I did.
It might be the big weekend for you.
I did.
Kim, the little one, Squeaky, is what they call a chip-in. She's half Chihuahua, half Min Pin. And Reese, the brown one, is a half terrier, half Min Pin.
One more look at the pup date, and then we've got something courtesy of the Home Office in Wichita Falls. None other than John Viscara has provided us with, ladies and gentlemen, this day in Siglerism. This is over at siglerpedia.scottsigler.com, which all of you can visit. We control who can edit there since we had a massive spam problem a few years ago. So we're doing the best we can, but there are some hardcore junkies who participate in this to keep information up to date. So as the Siglerverse, it's all interconnected. As the Siglerverse continues to expand, and you're like, wait a minute, wasn't that the one girl in the thing with the guy who was over there last time? Wasn't
right?
And the blue shirt, not the green? Isn't that the one? You can go to Siglerpedia. You can go to scottsigler.com. There's a Siglerpedia link right at the top of the page, or go to Siglerpedia.scottsigler.com. John has categorically tracked the amazing history of Siglerism. On this day, September 17th, 2018, The Problem with a Poo was blogged. That is a downloadable Simpsons script that I wrote with Maria D'Souza,
who's in the chat room.
And we will click on that link and see what happens in a second. But that was for a contest to write an episode of The Simpsons. We did not win because the whole thing was fixed. It's the only answer. Maria is one of the funniest people I know. We had a great time writing this script. In 2017 on this day, episode 14 of The Rider was released into the podcast feed. in 2009, episode 12 of The Rookie, the remastered adult version, which I forgot we even had.
Yeah, we don't have any more.
No, we got rid of it. We got rid of it. 2009 Rookie Tailgate Tour Stop in Philadelphia, PA. And 2008, episode 4 of the Crypt Book 1. A lot of people asking, now that you're done with these books, Scott. People are asking, now that you're done with these books, Scott.
When are you going to write the crypt?
That's what a lot of people are asking me. And the answer is real goddamn soon. I'll pay the swear jar. Real goddamn soon. We're going to get at that crypt. It's going to be great. This is a dumb question, but is this like this week or every day? Is there different on this day in Siglerism? Every day. I guess when you're in business for 15 years, it adds up, right? On this day in Siglerism
is
there any other key events this week that we need to know about? Or
well, I think if you want to, you can go.
First, we'll worry about that for the next one. Let's do this. The problem with the poo. John has posted this today. I think maybe he corrected this, maybe not. We may have to fix this. But there's a poo, ladies and gentlemen. And here's the front page, and the script is not found. We'll have to get that fixed for you. Sorry about that. Close that. Go back here. You guys don't need this. You don't see the man behind the curtain. But those are the amazing things that have happened on this day in Siglerism, which is now going to be a regular feature on the show because it's super fun. John says, Jesus, Scott, just click on. Let's go back to here. Hold on. All right, we'll do this real quick. And then we got to go back. And we click on September. John is everything. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Becky, look at her list of dates. Dang, son. God, John Viscara is effing amazing. I mean, I know I write books and stuff, but look at this. I couldn't do this. This is friggin' fantastic. So there's all the wonderful stuff that's happening in Siglerism. And let's get back to the content because we've got some important, good and bad and sad book news for you.
First, we'll talk about this week's sponsor. As you already know, this week's sponsor is Miranda's Rescue. It is a rescue up in the sort of the fire burning part of California, which is, I guess, more of California than I think, but this is around Santa Barbara-ish.
Okay.
And they are helping a lot, temporary housing for animals whose homes have burned down, whose farms have burned down, that kind of thing. They have a protocol in place during COVID so that they can safely process and bring in animals and stuff like that. Kim Hansen, who's in the chat room tonight, she suggested this charity because she sees the good that they do for the Humboldt County area. So if you guys have the bandwidth to share this website, you can go ahead and do that. Obviously, they take donations. We are going to make a donation this week to them as well. And if you just click up, you see it in the upper left-hand corner there, donate
Here?
to the animals. Nope, right underneath that.
Got it.
Yep.
Right. Donate to the animals.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, go ahead and you can go directly to this website. This week we had somebody ask if they wanted to donate to us to donate to the charity, and that gets actually hard because then you can't have the write-off. So you want to do that yourself, especially if you're in the United States.
It's a well-known fact that Dog Cop is fond of this charity because a lot of Dog Cop's contacts come through here. You know, people who are hard up and they've been hired to do dog crimes and cat crimes, and sometimes they want to turn over a new leaf. And Dog Cop is there. Look at the sweet buddies.
Well.
Look at these sweet. Oh, look at him. Yep. Look at him in his chair.
Actually sitting on one of his owner's laps. See the feet?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't see that was a that's a big ass dog right there, dude. That's a big dog. Holy cats.
Yep.
So that is our charity of the week. Next week we'll be back with another one. No, I'm sorry. That's our sponsor of the week.
You can call it a charity.
We can call it a charity?
Yeah, whatever you want.
All right, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for that GSMOAT. First of all, turn this off. If we have any interesting chat, we'll try and bring it up here. John Viscara has shared in the Facebook chat the Siglerpedia link with the script. I don't know how we would share this, but I'll just say it out loud in case you are watching from somewhere else. Siglerpedia.scottsigler.com/index.php/brownface/off. I hope that works with the extra slash. John, let's take a quick look. And
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll swing back over to here real quick so you can see it. I love this script. I had just such a great time writing this script with Maria. An incredibly smart, funny person. And what we did is we took, we basically took the movie Face Off and we made it a poo with swapping faces with another character. And if you're a big Simpsons fan, you should absolutely go read this because I think you'll have a great time. And let's go back to the main. Guys, here we go. It is time to get into the GSMOAT. We got a moat full of movies, the GSMOAT. It's all soupy and white and good. Here we go. As you can see tonight, you guys may not have realized this. Tonight's games, contests, matches, head-to-head battles, if you will close out round one of this endurance marathon that my wife and I are going through to bring you entertainment. We're at the bottom end of the South Division bracket, and we're very familiar with bottom ends thanks to our two dogs this week.
TMI. Ooh, these pups.
Let's take a look at the partial. Let's take a look at the partial. Tonight we have Dodgeball going up against Slapshot, a 3-6. It's a humdinger. It's very, very close. And then we have Blades of Glory trying to upset A League of Their Own. I'm not optimistic. I'm not optimistic about this.
Yeah, I think we talked about this last week too. This is an interesting heat because
Nice.
Because like A League of Their Own and Blades of Glory are so incredibly different for movies, and are Dodgeball and Slapshot wildly different movies. So, I'm not sure that if you're a big fan of movies like Slapshot, you even saw Blades of Glory.
Yeah.
Or even knew it existed, kind of thing.
Possible.
It's kind of thing.
And to be honest, I've seen scenes from Blades of Glory. I haven't seen the whole thing yet.
Right.
We have, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to take a slight protocol break, a change. The leader of the leaderboard is actually in the chat room right now. Game of Mao at number 1. But Game of Mao in clear possession of first place. Still can run the table with 31 picks. However, has Field of Dreams in the final 4, and Field of Dreams lost. Yes. This is the correct one, right, babe?
I don't know. You deal with it.
Okay, let's see. We've got
Longest Yard and Happy Gilmore, and the Karate Kid and Bull Durham.
Mm-hmm. And Karate Kid, and then it was up here, The Natural, and The Longest Yard beat The Natural. Oh, no, I'm very wrong. This happened once before in 1973. I was wrong. So that's the second time I've ever been wrong. Game of Mao, Field of Dreams is still in it. Game of Mao can run the table. If Mao gets everything right, Mao will win the $50 prize at scottsigler.com/store. And then we have a five-way place. 5-way tie for second place is what we have. Let's get in. Let's go over to our matchups.
Can I see the votes, please, quickly?
Here you go.
Thank you.
Let's get ready to rumble, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go with what I consider to be a feature of my sheer, utter improv genius, which is the live, ad hoc, on the fly ring walk up. Here are tonight's matches. Let's go. In the right corner with some old school 1970s art because it was shot in the 1970s. The man who used to rule Hollywood, Paul Newman, and a hapless bunch of also-rans in a plot format that has been redone now countless times in countless movies. The Sad Sack Chiefs, trying to rally so that their franchise does not get sold, which sounds an awful lot like Major League, but we're not going to cast shade on anyone. It is Paul Newman in Slapshot. And Slapshot opposition. On the left side, with swollen, red, oversized balls, it is none other than Vince Vaughn. and Ben Stiller with a sexual innuendo tagline that is larger than the title of the movie itself. Grab life by the ball. Dodgeball. Babe, why don't you tell us about these movies?
Okie doke. So, Slapshot came out in 1977. It stars Paul Newman. I can't tell you what the budget was because I couldn't find it. I almost reached out to Howard to see if he would have different skill sets than I have, but I couldn't find it on Box Office Mojo or anything. IMDb Pro or anything.
Okay.
It made $28 million at the box office, and it won 0 awards.
That had to be pretty successful, though. I mean, you had Paul Newman. I don't think there was a lot of other stars in it that I recognize at this point. And Paul Newman was a huge star, but it was probably along the lines of like, hey, we got this great script. Paul Newman can really skate, so we're going to make a hockey movie. It's going to be super fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it was wonderful. Yeah.
Dodgeball came out in 2004. Stars Vince Vaughn, Ben Stiller, Christine Taylor. Its budget was $20 million. It made $167.7 million at the box office.
Okay.
And Ben Stiller won a Best Villain MTV Movie Award.
Dang, I wish I'd known that ahead of time. I could have called up that would have been a good... I seem to remember his acceptance speech for that. What a great character he was in that movie. Really liked it a lot. So that is our 3-6 matchup. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the other matchup right here. Here we go. With a live on-the-fly ring walk-up. In the left corner, a 2-seed, heavily favored in this bout. With so much star power, they had to create a brand new sports league just to hold it all in. An early Madonna, a Tom Hanks at the top of his game, and a Gina Davis during her run as a title holder in Hollywood. It is the story of the Female Baseball League. It is the league of their own. And their opponent, hoping to play the role of the spoiler. In the fiery spandex, it is the fire and ice of John Heder and Will Ferrell. Two gentlemen who are competing in couples skating because they got banned from the Olympics, but nobody really cares because it's just a bunch of fart jokes anyways. It is Blades of Glory.
Whoa.
Is that too loud for you, babe?
It was a little loud.
Do I need to bring your headphones down?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I think it was just all the excitement.
I'm very
all
excited.
The fervor.
I
all the vim and vigor.
I got vim, vigor, and fervor. I got all that stuff going on.
So, A League of Their Own came out in 1992. It starred, as Scott said, Gina Davis, Madonna, Tom Hanks. It was made for $40 million.
Ooh, that was expensive back then.
And made, it was 92.
$40 million 92 is for a non-FX movie.
I mean, I guess so. It did have Gina Davis and Tom Hanks.
These people had to get paid for sure.
It made $132.4 million at the box office,
Wow.
and it did get some Golden Globe nominations, but it didn't win any awards. I will also mention, just because I'm excited about it, that A League of Their Own there's a series being made.
Is there really?
There is, and the only thing I know about it, which makes me excited for it, is that Darcy Carden, who played Janet, not a robot, or not a girl, a robot, is
awesome.
Is in it.
Oh,
yeah.
man,
And
I can't wait. I love her. She's great.
Yeah, and there's somebody else I know. Like you'll know. I know. When I read, but I was so excited about Darcy Carden, I forgot. But there's like lots of folks who I'd like to watch in it, so I'm excited about that.
If you guys have not watched The Good Place, we highly recommend it. Not the kind of show I would usually be into. There's no rocket launchers. There's no on camera decapitations. There's no satanic possessions. No, wait. Yes, there is. Okay, so it obviously is a kind of show that I would watch because there's a lot of really crazy sci-fi brutal violence going on.
Yeah, but it did well, especially with Sean.
Yeah,
Sean's cruel, but it's worth watching, I think. All right, moving on. Blades of Glory, filmed in 2007, stars Will Ferrell, John Heder, Will Arnett, Amy Poehler, Jenna Fisher. It was made for $53 million and made $145.7 million at the box office.
What were those? I missed those again. What were those again?
The budget in the box office?
Yes, ma'am.
$53 million budget and $145.7 million box office.
These guys are just powerhouses, man. That's crazy. Well done.
Sort of
well
like
done.
A League of Their Own. This one had a handful of MTV Movie Award nominations, but no wins.
No wins. Hello, Daniel Williams. Don't worry about being late. You never have to apologize. Never have to apologize for being late. All right. So now we're going to go back to, we're going to announce our winners. You know what? Let's announce this one first. We're going to announce this one first.
Dum, dum, dum.
We have a final result. A stoppage at 7 seconds into the first round. The fastest knockout in the history of the GSMOAT with a score of 78-6. Not surprising to anyone, a league of their own has knocked out Blades of Glory, the first movie we've had in this contest that has failed to score in double digits.
Dude, this, I will say, even so, I'm surprised. This is a weirdly lopsided
It's weird.
thing.
Yeah. Nick Nero over in the chat room says, how do I turn? There it is. Hey, Sigler, huge fan. Oh, you know what? Let's do a voice. Hey, Sigler, huge fan. I need more audiobooks. I purchased all of Infected, Trilogy, COVID, As Me Unemployed and Poor. Could you possibly help us out? I'm going crazy with stress. Nick, they are, go to iTunes. You may have to listen to some of them a second time. I've got like 10 free books out there. I don't know. A lot of good stuff.
And if you're a reader, you can go to emptyset.com and the top post is like 15 free ebooks if you're willing to read, not listen. So that would definitely, those will be up until we're out of lockdown and quarantine. So go ahead and grab them.
Oh, yes. Yes, Queen. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on. Let's go over here. There you are, sir. Sir or ma'am, whichever. This is scottsigler.com. Go there and search for 15th anniversary bundle. All of you guys can get this in right here in these letters. You click on this. Is going to download you a ton of free books. We did put this up specifically for Sheltering in Place, but it happened more than 2 weeks ago, so I'd forgotten about it completely.
Yes, indeed. Well, I remembered, so there we go. It's good.
Yes,
it's good. But anyway, maybe that'll help too.
All right, back to Maine. Let's go to our other match, and then we will update the bracket. First round, close it out. Then we'll take a look at the leaderboard and see who is doing what. I don't think the leaderboard's going to change all that much, though. I think this is a Yeah,
we'll find out.
We'll find out. We'll see if anybody tried to predict the upset. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of 15 hard-fought rounds, we have a split decision. Judge number 1 scores it 38-42. Judge number 2 scores it 40-40, if I do the math correctly. And judge number 3 scores it 38-42. Moving on to the second round, the final contestant. In the second round, it is by a score of 42-38, Dodgeball. Dodgeball, ladies and gentlemen.
I am so surprised.
Oh, I didn't know which way this was going to go. Slapshot is, I love it. It's so beloved, especially in my social circle, friend group. I think I've probably watched this movie 20 times.
I know, it's funny because
phenomenal.
There are some times where I don't understand the movie quote, but when I went to vote this morning, I saw that comment that you'd made on Josh Athanas' letting me know. I was like, oh, honey. Oh, honey, this one I know. Jeez.
Oh, you did know that, babe?
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's great. I'm bringing myself down a little bit. I'm peeking out a little bit.
Yeah, but this surprised me because this was a stinking heat. The way that I count them after last week's debacle, I make sure that I do it a couple of times. And even so, like I don't go through and count them up. So I have a thing in my head, I just count them twice. And the whole time was like an even heat almost all the way until Dodgeball pulled it out right at the end.
Howard Dentale chimes in, says he couldn't find the budget for Slapshot. He knows that Al Pacino wanted to play the lead role. The filmmakers were too afraid of legendary enforcer Goldie Goldthorpe to cast him, and the director also worked with Newman on Butch Cassidy and the Sting. Slapshot's cast went crazy with behind-the-scenes pranks, which included a sauna filled with popcorn, flaming shoelaces, hair dryers filled with baby powder.
So the hair dryers filled with baby powder is a favorite. My brother Jude is in the chat room, and this was a favorite prank of his. When we were growing up, we had, in the apartment that we lived in, we shared the master bedroom. My brother and I, it was big enough that my folks put a room divider down the middle, and we shared that room, which had a bathroom. And oh my goodness, let's see, Jude, you did the hair dryer with the baby powder in it to me at least twice, to our Nana at least twice. And the best part was my Nana would come up to visit from Florida for a while, and would get smacked one time in the face with baby powder or flour or whatever it was, and like curse up a storm, and Jude, I'm gonna call the police, blah, blah. And then literally the next day he'd get her again. So that was definitely a highlight of my childhood.
Now, I'm entering the scores over here. You mentioned you heard about this. So the producers were afraid that Goldie Goldthorpe would beat up Al Pacino. Is that what's going on?
No. You put that in and I'll get.
Okay. So I'm putting in. Let's go. I'll let you guys see the. Oops. We go to bracket. A little bit. You guys see behind the curtain today a little bit. No big deal. And that is Dodgeball 42. And then we have 38. 4 submit scores. All right. The first round, ladies and gentlemen, is now complete. Check it out. Go ahead, babe.
So Goldie Goldthorpe was a hockey player, Canadian hockey player, and he was known for being sort of a rabble-rouser and that kind of thing. So he thought, well, that might not go well. It says, Goldthorpe was a notorious hockey enforcer, a man once dubbed the, quote, wildest, meanest, most unpredictable player in hockey.
Goldthorpe?
Goldthorpe.
Goldthorpe? Okay. So they were afraid he would rough up Al Pacino?
I guess so, right?
Holy cats.
So he's best known as the inspiration for Oogie Oglethorpe in the 1977 film Slapshot.
Oglethorpe, that's
Oglethorpe.
it. Oglethorpe. All right. Let's take a look at our leaderboard, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Baby, do a chest drum roll, please. Let's go to the leaderboard. Here we go. Bracket, leaderboard. This is the way it was. Game of Mao, and now we will refresh it and see who's in first place. Here we go. Refresh.
Game of Mao.
Yeah, Game of Mao, still rocking it. There's almost no change in the leaderboard. That was very, no, there's a significant change. Game of Mao continues to be in first place. That was hard. Oh, yeah. GSMOAT Lagower and Busey's best picks are tied for second, and now Any Given Sigler is in fifth place, tied with several other. This is still absolutely anybody's game. It's going to be round 2 where things start.
It's definitely not my game.
Let's see where you're at.
It's for sure not my game.
It's Danny the Dolphin lurking. You know he's gonna percolate up. How well does the FTO know his peeps? Apparently not very well. We'll see. We'll see how it ends. Baby.
I do like that Mike King said today in the voting post that he voted exactly against his bracket. Okay.
Where are you, baby? We're going all the way
probably
down.
dead last.
Oh my gosh! Holy cats! Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness!
Go to the box. Yep, second to last.
Second to.
Yeah.
You've only got 16 teams left. You lost half of your matches.
Yeah. Had I known I was going to have to keep it forever, I probably would have done the same thing, but I'm not going to say that right now.
Yes. All right. Let's get back to, we will be back. We're going to change things up a little bit in the second round. I've got a way to vote we might even be able to do live voting or run votes through the day and be able to call it like right at 6:30 or something. But we're still going to keep doing 2 matches. Let's take a look at the bracket. We'll continue to do 2 matches. So we do Creed versus Hoosiers, Days of Thunder, Field of Dreams. Those would all be 1 episode. And that'll give us 4 more episodes to get to the round of 8. And in the round of 8, we will be story smacking all of them. Mm-hmm. We haven't figured this out yet. We don't really exactly know how it's going to work.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have a strange thing to say that I'm just going to say because I don't know where else it fits.
Okay.
So earlier we were talking. People were talking in the chat room. Jenny Greenwood mentioned that some of Slapshot was filmed near her in Syracuse, New York, and And then I just saw another Syracuse for some reason. And,
Okay.
and now I can't stop thinking of Syracuse salt potatoes. So have you ever had those?
No.
Oh my goodness. Have you guys ever had that? I'm sure, Jenny, you've had them. It's the regional specialty where you take little boiled, like the little bitty potatoes that are like that big kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say you maybe take a pound or 2 pounds of those, put it in a big pot of boiling water.
Okay.
And a cup or more of table salt, which is a huge amount of salt if you're not familiar with cooking. And then you cook them till they're cooked through, and you serve them with clarified butter like you use for lobster or whatever. And they are wildly yummy because for some reason they're not super duper salty, but they get this like kind of powdery coating of salt on them.
Okay.
And then they're really, for some reason, really like creamy and lovely inside. But they're very
You're
good.
the one who told me that there's four main elements to every good dish. There's, I believe it's salt, and then it's chocolate, and then it is engine grease, and also some form of tinfoil to keep it all
Technically
together.
speaking, and you guys, Tim Legower, GSMOAT Legower, you must know this because I see you cooking up a storm. They are acid, salt, fat, and heat.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Acid, salt, fat, heat. I want to eat some of that tonight.
Yeah, Jenny, I can't stop thinking about salt potatoes now. I'm going to have to make them.
Somebody pointed out something very interesting. Very interesting. I'm a little bit scared now.
Uh-oh.
I'm a little bit scared because I'm sorry I missed who said it, but somebody pointed out that Game of Mao has a perfect bracket going on. Got all 16 matches in the opening round, including the slight to moderate 4-5 toss-ups.
I did too. Oh, no, I did not. I did not.
All right,
I
now
definitely did not do that.
Now we're going to get back to the the news. So we got about 20 minutes left. A's got some stuff to cover for you guys here. I'm going to kind of do some of this on the fly. So we're going to switch to A's camera as we go through. And let's take a look. First of all, baby, which one do you want to introduce first?
Well, the first thing that we will go over, you finished the Stone Wolves, like I said, that one of the things that does is, I know some of you who have been with us for a really long time, and anybody who was around in December when we decided we weren't going to go to all the conventions and stuff because Scott was catching up on deadlines, that had been a 5-year plan. And if you've been to a Sigler Fest, you've heard us talk about the 5-year plan at every single one of those. And yesterday evening, Mr. Sigler finished a 5-year-long plan.
I was 12 when this plan started. I was very small and slight.
I'm really proud of you. That's a hard thing to like stick to, even if you are not somebody who struggles with focus. And you are a gentleman who struggles with focus.
It's
so
we.
So yes,
we have the troubles we have keeping me on task, and I have some of my childhood friends in the chat room right now who can probably attest to hanging out with me sometimes can be a bit of an ordeal because there's a lot of hey, look at that over there all the time. In the professional world, it's difficult.
Business, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but in a 2-person business also, that's an entertainment-based business. You kind of have to take some opportunities when they show up, And so we had a 5-year-long plan that got interrupted, 97,000 times doing what you could do.
Yes. So. And Steve Rickyberg points out, he says, we're very small. You still are. Yes. I'm a tiny human being, and I'm a tiny human being. But we have other news. So that's the good news. 5 stinking years.
So
5 years to get through this. We'll say, real quick, is it possible for you to rattle off what we got done in those 5 years? The books that I finished?
Probably not, but I can roughly rough in.
Okay, shoot. And then we'll
The
move on.
Champion, the Generations trilogy, Earthcore finally, the rewrite of Earthcore finally, first draft of Fitzroy, GFL 6, the Stone Wolves, the Rider, the Reef.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a ton of stuff.
We have to take 2 away because we already had 2 of the Generations trilogy done, right? We started this plan?
In 2004. No.
We did.
You would one of them.
One.
Alive was out in 2014.
I'm out of fingers.
That's okay. It was a rough.
Roughly 9 books in 5 years, plus a lot of short stories and other things too. So we work hard. We work hard for your face. That's what we do.
So
Come on, get some. Now,
as you guys know, 2020 is not a year anybody expected. I don't know if you guys seen this out on Facebook or social media or whatever, but one of the memes that makes me giggle and giggle and giggle is the one where it says, I think we can all admit that absolutely every one of us got the question wrong. 5 years ago, which was, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And that makes me laugh every single time. Yeah. So this is the
in process, not good now, but we are working on it news.
So you guys know, I've been talking to you about this, that I was trying to get our book into production. We have 6 finished. We were in the beginning stages of production. And our printer that we printed all of the GFL books with went out of business completely. And I found out that I was no longer working on this book with R.R. Donnelly when I got a certified letter last Tuesday saying that if I have any assets with them, I had to claim them before they filed the bankruptcy paperwork, because that way that asset would revert back to me instead of being counted as part of their assets.
You explained this to me that Donnelly's the parent company, and the one we were working was actually LSC Communications. Is that right?
It's actually the other way around. Okay. LSC Communications owned Donnelly.
Okay.
But anyway, so what this did is I have reached out to 4 other printers, including the people that we print the paperbacks with, which is different than where we printed the hardcovers. We'll figure it out, but I will also say that LSC was one of 2 massive printers in the United States, one of the biggest, one of the top 2 biggest, and both of those, LSC has gone out of business and the other has filed for reorganization. So what this does is put lots and lots and lots and lots of publishers
up against it.
And
the Pikeys had really put us in it.
We were already having trouble because for us, 2,000 books is a whole lot of books. For Random House, not even worth doing, right? So they print 25,000, 10,000, at the minimum 10,000.
Yeah.
And so if these other companies are struggling because of the lockdown as well, I understand that they would probably take those bigger print jobs
first. They got to get the volume,
because the industry is going to survive by not little businesses like ours, but by big print, big companies too. So it's heartbreaking, but I'm working on it.
We're working on that. And then what does that mean for the ebooks and the audiobooks, particularly for the titles that we just talked about, for the Stone Wolves, GFL 6, and Fitzroy?
So the Stone Wolves currently it's technically the longest novella ever, but it's still a novella, which means it's only digital. So ebook and audiobook we're going to have out as soon as we can. I'm going to guess that's maybe January-ish. I don't know, because 6 Scott has to record them both, and that is starting momentarily. And after that, after we do 6, then Ricky Berg, who's in the chat room, will edit as we go, and then we'll record the Stone Wolves. And then for the digital copies of the ebook and the audiobook for 6, we'll publish as soon as we have them ready. And if you ordered a copy of the hardcover, you will automatically, to that same email address, get a copy of the ebook. And obviously, you can find wherever you buy your audiobooks, you can find the audiobook.
That's 300,000 words of audio recording, which, let me get my trusty calculator.
Yeah. Ooh, I love a garbage plate, but isn't that that's a little that's Rochester, I think. Do love a garbage plate. Oh, look at that. John.
So that's I did the math. It's 34 hours, and it's 34 hours of audio for those 2 books. So recording all of that takes a lot of time, and then Steve the Iceberg, Ricky Berg has to edit all of those. So, and then we have just one more thing. I need a turtleneck.
Oh my goodness.
One more thing. Baby, would you like to tell them about the one more thing? Listen up, people. You've been waiting for this for 15 friggin' years.
So, as you know, Fitzroy is supposed to be out next month. telling you now, Fitzroy's not coming out next month because California is on fire. And the recording studio where Ray Porter, who is recording this, shut down. And then, of course, Ray himself lives in a fire-affected area, and that affected his ability to do the job. So that's a little bit late, and understandably so, because they had to evacuate. So it won't be out in October. We hope to find out by Tuesday when we will be having a release, and we will let you know ASAP. One of the things that's that we have to be careful about is the industry itself is always kind of clears out a handful of weeks in between around a presidential election. So it's almost, since it's not October, it'll probably be not until mid to late November or early December, because the whole business doesn't put much stuff out on election days and in the weeks coming up and going around elections. So
it's coming.
We should know.
It is in process. It is coming. California is on fire. John Viscara made a nice little list for us. Things that came out since 2015. All of the Generations trilogy. I forgot about fucking Earthcore.
I said Earthcore.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah. Earthcore, The Rider, The Reef, Fire is Orange, Aliens Phalanx. Add to that Fitzroy, Gangster, and Stone Wolves. And we also repackaged Hunter Henderson in there, too. That took a little bit of time.
Yeah, and then there were a couple, I think, of short stories that went into anthologies.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that is, I also just tried to say, hey, fam, to Jennifer Sherwood, and it came out, Hugh fam. So
anyway, this week was rough because we just spent 6 months trying to figure out how to get back on track with book printing, all that other stuff, and it was unfortunate to get that email or to get that certified mail last week.
It took the wind out of our sails a little bit. Yes.
It's such a bummer. But we will persevere. I am back at work. I have been a little less busy than Scott has been, especially recently in lockdown. Not as much work to do. I am super busy now trying to find a new printer. So I will keep you posted as we find stuff out.
Just gave Daniel Williams some experience points. He points out that California is Kraken country. Orange air all day, black air all night. There you go, buddy.
Hopefully we're getting some rain at the end of this week up in the northern part of the country.
So we have a couple of minutes left. Do you have a question handy, baby?
Sure.
Okay, let's call one up. We'll do one question as we encourage all the time. If you have questions, ideas for the show, stuff you want to see us do or talk about, you can send that request to info@emptyset.com.
Oh, we've got info.
We've got info. And we get those emails, and we have a running list of questions, and we'll probably get to your questions sooner or later.
Yeah, in between, the bracket kind of takes a lot of time. But other than that, we have tons and tons and tons.
What do we got?
So this, I think, is relevant for today, that we get to celebrate you finishing so many deadlines, and also might have a little bit of a delay in printing new things.
Okay.
Dan Baker asks, you have said you have more story ideas than you can ever write. So how do you decide what to write, in what order, and in what form? Has that process changed throughout your career?
It's changed now. It used to be whatever the shiny object was, and I would write that. And then early on in my career, I realized that I was not finishing novels, because I was getting distracted all the point. So that changed to teaching myself to stay in the groove 5x5 and get a single book done. Then I started writing series. We sold Infected, and as soon as we sold Infected to Random House, they came back and are there any more books in this series? Because we're very interested. To which point my agent is like, give them more books in the series, make it fast. So I wrote 1-paragraph pitches for Contagious and Pandemic, and they're like, great, we'll buy those too. It was a wonderful time in my life. Got to deliver on deadlines. So you have to write what people are paying you to write. And then, of course, the GFL, you guys are crazy for that. So we have to keep writing that. And now, for the past 10 years, there really hasn't been much freedom of choice. But now that we're finishing these up, we're going to move into the crypt. And now the decisions now are different, because we run a business. We're both full-time at this. This is our livelihood. So it's not just the artistic or the shiny object anymore. We have to sit there and make a lot of calculations about, if we sell this book to this publisher at this particular time, and they use this level of algorithms are huge for us. So if we have this subject matter for a book, and it will be put in front of our fans for other books, and then if you like this, you bought this, and this whole formula, which we can sort of take a look at, and we have to sort of lean into that. Yeah, but no. Oh, hold on. So, and it's my headphones are getting cut off. Sorry, guys. So the crypt, we'll say this, then you throw in whatever you want. The crypt becomes very important to us because we have that. We think that will be a big hit because military sci-fi is huge at Audible. It's one of the top categories in Audible. Horror is another strong category, and the crypt is all three of those: military, sci-fi, horror. We have established a very strong track record over at Audible, so there's a lot of metrics there in that we know if we put a book out on Audible, it's going to get put in front of this many thousands of people, and there's a couple other secret sauce things we can't talk about over there, but it becomes a business decision. We think this will be the book that will make us the most money and make the fans the happiest going forward. But it's a huge commitment because my vision is to make the Crypt a 5-book series, and that will take 10 years. Yeah.
So from the other side of the business, I'll say one of the things that did, obviously Scott's right, when you get an offer that will pay you, that will keep your lights on, that will keep your car running, all that stuff, you have to deliver on those. You have to do what you're going to do. It's also kind of a feast or famine sort of a business. When you're hot, when you're super hot, you're super hot. And, other than that, you're slogging along doing what you can. So that was a big part of the reason that we did the 5-year plan. And now that the 5-year plan is done, the broad strokes that are coming from here is Scott has said he's done for a while writing YA, he thinks. He feels like he'd like to get back to his bloody, gory roots, writing roots. And then also we've talked quite a lot about the Crypt. One of the things about the Crypt is that it's a 5-book potential series. And it's also, we own the contract for Audible has a self-publishing version called ACX, the author creators exchange, I think it is, and we have some of the Crypt books contracted at Audible there for ages now, and the royalty rates are great on that old contract. So if we can get those into the marketplace, eventually they might be like Earthcore. We make 90% of every one of those books sold.
Yeah, so that could be a huge game changer for us. If we get
and that's it's important now because we're running into problems with delivering physical things, getting them printed, all of that stuff. But we can get Audible done in the underground layer of doom and all that stuff all by ourselves. So we're going to work on those for sure, I think, next.
That brings us up to the cusp, the very edge, the precipice of 7 o'clock Pacific time, in which we are going to bid you a fond adieu. We will be back. When will we be back, baby?
Tuesday. We're going to be back on Tuesday, September 22nd.
Okay.
That's Ice Cream Cone Day. Sometimes there's nothing to celebrate on that day, but today there were several things. I picked ice cream cones because we're going to have ice cream cones.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do ice cream cones, and I'm going to get super excited. And because we have ice cream cones, I'm going to shoot an episode of Dog Cup, and it's going to be everybody's going to win. So get your ice cream, get ready, get them cones, sugar cone, whatever cone. There's anything you want. Get your favorite flavors. Get your scooper ready. So you can have the ice cream with us, and it's going to be so good. I'm very, very excited. Very excited about it. I didn't know it was ice cream day. This is great.
It is definitely ice cream day. So we want you to definitely get your ice cream. And until we see you on Tuesday, we want you to stay safe.
We want you to stay smart.
And obviously, we always want you to stay science.
And for the love of science, stay informed. Remember to listen to people who have studied this stuff all of their stinking lives and had to qualify with other people who've studied this stuff all of their stinking lives in order to be able to talk to you about stuff in the first place. So it's like it's almost like a vetting program.
There's a whole system.
It's almost like there's a system to qualify, to show you who knows what they are talking about. Mm-hmm. I didn't go through 7 years of evil medical school for nothing, is what I'm trying to tell you.
I thought you were a small town pizza lawyer.
I have many hats. I have many hats. Many hats. I went to
One is like a toque, apparently.
I went to 3 years of small town pizza lawyer school. and I went to 7 years of evil medical school.
Oh my goodness, that's
Yes.
quite a lot of schooling for things you don't do.
Well,
very much.
I did a lot of them at the same time.
Of course you did.
And you've seen Multiplicity with Michael Keaton? That was
Yes.
me. That was based on.
But you remember sometimes you make a copy from a copy. And
Yeah. Which, you guys, I tell you all the time, I don't remember stuff that well. It's 'cause I probably wasn't there. It was one of my clones. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get queued up for a big, you can just kiss off into the sky. Here we go. And it is 7 o'clock on the button. We love you all. We'll see you next week. Until then.